Are we in? Okay, Christy. Okay, so welcome to the channel. My name's Stanley Ben, and today I'm just going to be talking about, well, I've had a few requests stating if I could talk about my sort of experience within Royal Marine Commando training. So I'm going to sort of discuss that today, and I'm just going to be spinning a few bits about it. Now I'm actually going to talk, I'm going to do this in two stages. I'm going to talk about the sort of PRMC, or actually the pre-joining fitness test, and then I'm going to do another video on actually Royal Marines training itself. Now, just a little bit of background about myself. Now, I joined the Corps in August 2002. And in 2002, and I left the Corps in February 22nd, 2011. So I did 8 years in the Corps, just over 8 years. But training for me took 2 years. I actually passed out in 2004, so yeah, it took 2 years for me. And now this was like 20 years ago, pretty much. I mean, it was it's pretty close to 20 years ago. And we didn't have a pre-joining fitness test. All it was just a case of going and seeing my local careers advisor, which was Matt Lowe, an AV chief officer, because I lived in Jersey at the time. And it was just like an interview, and I had to send him. Well, he kind of went through what was expected and what he sort of wanted me to do. He gave me a sort of fitness plan program. So I kind of followed that, and I did other stuff because I had an uncle that was an ex-Royal Marine, so he kind of told me what to do as well. So I did all this to begin with, and then I got a date for a PRMC, which was obviously 3 days, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But now the Corps today, I had to do a bit of research on this. I kind of knew about it anyway. Is that they do a pre-joining fitness test to begin with, all right? This is basically to prove to them that you have the potential ability to pass a potential Royal Marines course. Now the reason they implemented it and brought it in because there was a lot of guys that were failing the PRMC. So this is just to give them a clear indication as to that you've got the potential ability to pass it, right? So the pre-joining fitness test itself then is, it's not hard, it's just a circuit, yeah. It just consists of 20 half burpees, 30 sit-ups, 20 push-ups, and a 60-second plank, and it's 3 rounds, okay? And it's actually not a fast pace. I mean, I was just chatting to my missus about it, and like she's not a fizz ninja, but she could crack it easy. So I mean, but I would imagine that it might change. They might do different variations of it, but it's just a little circuit thing. So if you're actually thinking about joining the Marines, your fitness level should be, obviously, if you're training for the Marines, you should have some sort of fitness level, so this shouldn't be too arduous for you. But yeah, if you're thinking about joining the Corps, then check the pre-joining fitness test and just check whether it's changed, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's just a little circuit. I mean, I do circuits all the time, and I looked at that and I thought, yeah, that's easy, man. That's a piece of piss, right? So yeah, that's the pre-joining fitness test, and I think when you sort of submit that and send it to whoever or show them that you've done it, then you'll get a PRMC date. Okay, now the PRMC itself consists of 3 days, right? So the first day, what'll happen is you'll get like a date to actually go down to CTCRM, alright? And I can't remember what block it's in. It was in Hunter block when you're actually on camp. So your accommodation will be sorted and all that. Like, you get obviously your briefs as soon as you turn up, and then you pretty much go straight into it, alright? Now the first sort of test that you have is a BFT, which is a battle fitness test. This consists of a 1.5 mile squad run that you sort of do with like a group, which is, I don't know how many people, I think they have about 50, there's usually about 50 people on the actual PRMC itself. So you all sort of run as a group with the PTI actually taking you for a route. And you'll do that within, I think it's like 12.5 minutes, okay? It's not arduous, and then you get to the end of that sort of run, 1.5 mile run, and you have like a minute rest, a quick stretch, and then it's a 1.5 mile individual best effort, alright? Now this was so hard for me. So essentially it's a 3 mile run, but the second half you're going for it, alright? Now when I was actually running before I attempted this, my pace was just chilled out. I'd never really ran fast in my life, you know, so I kind of, towards the end I was struggling like hell, and you got to get this done in under 10.5 minutes, okay? So the first 1.5 miles is 12.5 minutes as a group, and then the second half is best effort with it under 10 minutes 10 minutes 30 seconds, alright? So that's the first test at BFT, and you actually do this, you're meant to do it once a year, like as you become a Marine, do you know what I mean? It's just a basic fitness test. So yeah, that's the BFT. And then also on the first day you'll do the Royal Marines fitness assessment. Now what this consists of is that you'll be marched down to the gym and CTC itself, and it's like a points sort of system. So you'll do the bleep test straight away. So if you've never done a bleep test before, check it out on YouTube. Alright, it's like 20-meter shuttle runs, and you've got to get over level 11, I believe. I can't remember what I got. I think it was like 12 or something, but I sucked at that. But yeah, that's the actual bleep test itself. Then you go into press-ups, sit-ups and pull-ups. Now press-ups, you want to be doing like 40 to 60 press-ups, yeah. I mean, I bang out 60 all the time. I'm nearly 40 years old now, do you know what I mean? So yeah, press-ups, you should be smashing these every day if you're thinking about joining. Okay, so 60 press-ups is the maximum. I think it's 85 sit-ups for maximum points, and then 3 pull-ups. Now, upper body strength is massive. I talk about these in my earlier videos, but upper body strength is so important in the core, so you should be looking at doing 5 pull-ups easy. It shouldn't even be a problem for you. So if you're struggling, work on it now, alright? So you only need 3 pull-ups. I think altogether you need like 180 points to pass with a maximum of 400 points. Okay, so that's the Royal Marine Fitness Assessment. Also on the first day you'll do a little swimming assessment, which is just jumping off the diving board, grabbing bricks or whatever they do. So you need to be familiar with like swimming basically. I mean, I was quite lucky because I had an uncle who was an ex-Royal Marine, so he used to thrash me in the pool. I'd be doing like 80 to 100 lengths of breaststroke without stopping, so I was a bit of a ninja in the pool. So yeah, you need to be able to swim. So if you've got access to a pool, I highly suggest you get in there. Even if like you got access to the sea, get yourself in there. Get used to being cold and wet, right? So yeah, you do a little swimming assessment. Now after the first day, this is very demanding on the body. There's a lot of fizz there, yeah, right? So it will be a shock to your system, and you will feel it in the next morning. So I highly suggest after that first day you have a stretch, and then the start of day 2, stretch again, right? Okay, so the start of day 2, you'll be introduced to the bottom field. Now the bottom field is the actual sort of assault course down at CTC, alright? This is great fun. I love bottom field, alright, because it's actually like soldier fizz. Okay, it's a bit of a thrashing, you will get thrashed. They'll introduce you to all the obstacles on the assault course, okay, and then you'll do like a time run. You want to sort of be getting around 3 to 4 minutes, okay, I think you've got about 5 minutes to do it. But it's not too difficult. I mean, just enjoy it. It's actually good fun, mate. I actually love it. You get the old 6-foot wall, the old cargo net, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's it. The bottom field. After that, I think you do the endurance course. Right now, this is it consists of 2 miles, sort of running around the woods on Woodbury Common, and then it's like a 4-mile run back. Now, the endurance course itself is pretty gipping. You're going to be wet, cold, tired. It's like that you get sort of submerged tunnels, you're going through the sort of hogging, sort of through the rivers and stuff. Yeah, you're going to be gipping, all right. You're going to be stinking, you're going to be cold, you're going to be wet, and then you've got a sort of like 4-mile sort of camp run back to camp. Okay, so that's the endurance course, and it's actually one of the commando tests, all right. So that sort of ends day 2. You might have a few sort of lectures in there maybe, and then on day 3, this has changed, right? Because we didn't have this on my PRMC, but I think you do a night in the field, so you actually sleep outside. I think this occurs on camp, okay, don't quote me on that, but I think you actually get a bivvy, and you just like, yeah, you spend the night out in the stars, so yeah, just to see if you can get used to like sleeping outside. But yeah, that is the actual night out in the field, and then you get your briefs off whoever conducts that. It might be some sort of colour sergeant. He'll just talk about what to expect, whatever he's going to talk about. Okay, he's just going to give you sort of briefs and interest lectures. You get your certificates. If you're staying in the accommodation with the hunter lads, then you'll get the these are guys that are actually in training themselves, but they've been injured, all right, and they'll come down and they'll just talk to you about their experiences in training so far, all right, and they'll just lay it all out for you, and usually takes, I don't know, an hour, depends on how many questions you want to ask them, all right. So yeah, feel free to ask them any questions. It is quite interesting. I remember these lads had me in tears, to be honest. Stories they were telling me, so yeah, it's always good. But the thing about PRMC is that it's all about fitness, right? So do your absolute best with absolutely everything, okay? Every sort of test is put in front of you, okay? Do the best of your ability, okay? Pull-ups, I mean, press-ups, sit-ups, all that good stuff, right? And it's all about attitude as well, right? That's what they're looking for. They're looking at this sort of stuff, how you sort of approach tasks and stuff, yeah? How you're digging out blind when you're hanging out your ass, okay? It's all about attitude and fitness, okay, during the whole PRMC process. Okay, so if you fail, you'll be given a return date, which could be a couple of months' time, and if you pass, you'll be given a basic training start date. So yeah, and that is the PRMC itself. I actually loved the PRMC. I mean, I thought it was pretty easy, to be honest. I thought the hardest thing to me was the 3 mile run, because I'd never ran that fast, man. It was killer. But yeah, all in all, the whole experience, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's sort of my experience of sort of pre-training. And in the next video, I'll be talking about basic training itself, and that'll be an actually longer video, because there's loads to talk about, and I've got a few funnies in there. So yeah, as it's been requested, I'll spin you a few dits. So yeah, look forward to that one. Yeah, that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then give it a like or subscribe, comment if you need to, or if you want to. Any other questions about Jordan Marines, then feel free to comment down below. That being said, enjoy your day. Peace out.